A good midday Thursday, everyone. Roger Hill with the VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook. Looking at the big picture, large ridge of higher pressure across the southeastern U.S. You can see it here. And this ridge of higher pressure is allowing these warmer temperatures to creep up pretty much into Appalachia and up the eastern seaboard and even into the Ohio River Valley, Tennessee Valley, and so on and so forth. Little disturbances are coming over the top of the ridge and then sort of diving at us from the northwest. And this has been keeping us a little bit cooler. You can see kind of the dividing line where temperatures are more in the 40s to the north and east, more in the 60s to the south and west. And in terms of precipitation, we've had one little batch of showers and a few thunderstorms exit the region, and that is now dissipating out a little bit, weakening. And most of the clouds are headed also off to the south and east, but there's more clouds upstream. Expecting this little disturbance here to kind of push down and rotate into the Northeast Kingdom. That'll happen this Thursday afternoon. And then once that moves on by, it looks like we're going to be free and clear for a couple of days. Going into Saturday evening and early Sunday morning, there will be more showers rolling in with another batch coming at us out of the northwest over the top of a ridge. And that area of showers, not to produce any thunderstorms, but it'll be fairly often that we'll see this going into next week. Okay, we have the European on the left-hand side and the GFS deterministic on the right-hand side. Both are showing this little batch of showers and precipitation working on through, and things are going to dry up for the afternoon. And once we get into tonight, that pushes all away. That ridge of higher pressure still intact, so we're seeing some pretty good conditions for Friday. That looks like that's going to linger into Saturday. This will encroach along about Saturday. This is really overnight, Friday night, early Saturday morning. That's valid about 8 o'clock Saturday. And you can see that the European kind of holds this back a little bit, kind of a stalled frontal boundary. The GFS is a little bit further out, but a little bit of the northern areas see that on Saturday afternoon. I'm discounting that. I think it's going to be more like the European here, as this area of higher pressure kind of builds a little bit into the coastal areas of Maine. And that's going to hold off that precipitation, keeping it at bay until we get into basically Saturday night. And then as we head into Sunday, we have more showers working through the region, one batch, and then that one batch begins to exit out of the region. And you can see that a second band starts to work in from the north and west. That would be for basically Sunday night. And once that moves on by and gets out of here, it looks like things are going to open up better for Monday as drier weather. And then beyond that, looks like that's going to linger into Tuesday. Of course, lowered confidence at this point. But we do have this ridging taking place this time from the north across Hudson Bay. So going into Tuesday, looks like it's going to be dry. And we're beyond the outlook period now as we head into Wednesday. This is the next stringy frontal boundary. And you can see that they're just kind of relentless, setting up basically not too far from the U.S.-Canadian border, and then well beyond the period going into the late part of next week into Friday. I'll take you as far as it goes. And then another ridge of higher pressure and even colder air works down across parts of eastern Canada. That's a long ways out. So a lot of noise in the system. This is the 3-hourly QPF centered on the grid point of Montpelier. This is the GFS ensemble. And you see we're coming out of some shower activity. We dry things out for a couple of days, and then we're looking at more off and on business and kind of noise in the system. This is well beyond the period. The GFS ensemble is kind of indicating, now the European indicates a cool down. The GFS ensemble kind of has this a little bit warmer, and it's indicating some cape, and that's when we could have a little bit more of a variety of shower and thunderstorm activity. Just taking a look at that with cape here, you can see that things kind of pop a little bit stronger. But the temperature scenarios don't match up. As let's take a look at this here. Now, the European has this cooling down considerably over that period of time. So that's well beyond the period, not to worry very much. So we saw the 3-hourly QPF. What about the total amounts here? We're looking at actually precipitation below normal for this time of year, just by a little bit. You can see that it's all rainfall. And it looks like we're well above the 0-degree isotherm for the top temperatures of about Mount Mansfield, or 850 millibars or hectopascals. And for the later season, still pretty active with quite a bit of precipitation, including some snow in the Sierra, parts of the Pacific Northwest getting hammered pretty good. So this is well above normal. And then the path of the onslaught of severe weather that's been developing in the plains into the Texas region, Oklahoma, Tornado Alley, Ohio Valley, and so on, lower Great Lakes. You can see that this is the main area here for east of the Mississippi. And when you couple that with 2-meter temperature anomalies that are above normal, and then you can see the cooler 2-meter temperature anomalies here in the northern western part of the state, and so on and so forth. We're going to be near neutral for the next 5 days of meteorological output statistics, and off to the east of us, that's where the colder air is going to be, and that's going to stay that way, as the pattern is not really shifting too much. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Weather Heights. Thanks for watching.